fuck what that noise is. See. Good morning. Sorry, I'm trying to get all this stuff that I cut off during the week into the trash can because today my son throws all the trash away, but Friday I keep forgetting tomorrow's the 4th of July, so trash is not going to get picked up until Saturday. Good morning. I keep, like, my days are all, like, super messed up, but I'm trying to get it together. When I open up boxes, sometimes I forget to, like, throw away, like, the little plastic pieces. So I'm trying to get all that together. Whew, it's Thursday, July 3rd, and I'm sleepy. Yesterday evening was crazy. Yesterday was just a really stressful day for me, just in general. I did have fun though. For it to be super stressful, the most funnest part was just sewing the umbrella with Patreon. Like there's different I have different tiers of Patreon. So the highest tier you could be on in Patreon is called the Rotary Cutters. That name, the Rotary Cutters, was named, my husband named it. So we have the thimbles, the bobbins, the seam rippers, and we have the Rotary Cutters. And with the Rotary Cutters, they get to do everything that all the tiers do. So each tier has something different. Each tier has, okay, so like the thimbles, basically is the lowest tier, and they get a level up class each month. So we did something really cool this month. I I thought last month. It was basically something I thought of when I was on the plane, when I was messing with the magnets with the Eevee. It was like a cool little modification for something to do and how to make them reinforced, because I was messing with a bag that had purse feet, and it was like a long story. They got it, and how to make them better in two different ways. So they get these little, like, level up your skill building um skills to make your bags more secure, make your bags have different techniques to make them more unique. Plus they get an interview each month. Last month they were going to get an interview, but my mother passed away. So they're going to get the interview this month and possibly another interview. So they're going to get an interview from someone that I have near and dear to my heart, and she's truly authentically her. And there's just something about her presence that brings joy to my heart because she's not jaded as she's elevating into the world. She's authentically her. And I wanted to have them have an interview with her because I feel like sometimes when your brand or you as a person gets bigger in this bag making world, it's very easy to become a follower instead of being just unapologetically you. And so she's going to be a guest speaker, and she's also going to talk about her brand and what, she sells. And I also am possibly going to have another interviewer who is a yoga instructor that's going to tell us how we should stretch while we're behind our sewing machines, and what we can do to release tension in our shoulders, necks, and things like that. So that's what the beginning level of my Patreon is. It's a level up and somebody coming in and telling us things that can help us elevate ourselves to the next level, whether you're a small business, whether you're a person that's just making bags for friends, whether you're thinking about starting YouTube or vlogging or blogging or making a podcast, things that can help you out. Or whether you're just a person that likes to do this for a hobby. I think these things can help. So the next one is the seam rippers. The seam rippers get everything that the thimbles just had, like I just said, but then they get the sew along. Every month, everyone shoots their shot and they throw out what bags they want to sew. And then from there, I collect all this information and then we have a poll. And from this poll, everyone gets to vote, and whatever bag has the most votes, I reach out to the designer, ask them if I could do a sew along. Everyone always says yes. There's only been one person that said no, and they knew who they are. So, um, uh, uh, sorry, I just had to say it like that. It's my birthday month, so I could be a little bit shisty. Um, so, we sew up their bag into 2 different parts. We do 3 different parts. One, if we're gonna do a modification, we're gonna do it. It's called like the preview the bag. We go over like what part's going to be the first part of the bag we're going to sew, and then the second, if we're going to do modifications to it, we go over like what materials you should or should not use, just breaking down the bag so that way it could be easier to sew up, and explaining what homework or what prep work they should do ahead of time before we do the sew along. It's kind of cool because sometimes I can't do that on a YouTube video. When I'm commissioned or when I'm asked to do a video for somebody that doesn't do videos, I can't break it down like in the beginning, like let's do the prep work, let's do the cutting out, and let's do the video. Because as much as you guys would say that you like it, the algorithm and the viewing says different. You guys don't. No one wants to sit around for a 4-hour video to see prepping, cutting out, and all that. No matter who your favorite person is, if you really ask them, if you look at the viewing time for each video, no one sits around and watches it. So, yes, thank you, Julie. Thank you so much. Hey, Sandra. So no one does that. People want to get down to the nitty-gritty and watch you sew and do the most complicated part so they can achieve it, and they usually sign off. It is what it is. And we as YouTubers, we understand that, but we see it through our analytics. Like how long is the average person watching your video? What we can get down to what part of the video you guys are watching. And it's pretty interesting. Like I could tell what's my most popular video and what's the longest viewing time. It's interesting. So in Patreon, if you're a person that really, really wants to have someone to go over certain steps, it's a little bit easier because this is not something that's on YouTube where it affects a person's algorithm, and where the person is like, I can't make videos that go into cutting this, and this because people aren't watching. It breaks down the whole thing. So that's what we do. So that's what the seam rippers have. The bobbins have one step further. They have everything the seam rippers and the thimbles have, but they get a cutting out video. So they get the video with me where I'm cutting out all the pieces with them, and they get to see that I'm the world's slowest cutter. And sometimes I cut manually by hand because I am not skilled with the rotary cutter. I know I've been using rotary cutter for a very long time. I just don't trust it, and it does not trust me. I'm not perfect. So, yeah, I sometimes side-eyed it, and it sometimes side-eyes me. I have been cut by a rotary cutter way too many times for me to trust it. I don't trust it. Okay. And I think it's sometimes because I use my left or my right hand, and I don't know when to use either one, because that's how I write. That's how I sew. If you really watch any of my sewing videos, sometimes I sew using my left hand. Sometimes that's how I write and I sew. So it's really hard for me. So I usually use like a Kai, or it has to be a rotary that I can use left or right, and switch, because that's how that's how I do it. So they get all that. Now then that's where the rotary cutters come in. They get everything everyone else has, except we sew up an accessory. So each month we do an additional thing, whether it's a wallet, sunglass case, and this month, well, last month was the umbrella. We're finishing up that today. So yeah, yesterday was interesting because we did the first part of sewing it up, which it's very similar. Have you ever made a circle skirt or a table skirt? Or you just quilting at all? It is similar to that. Their pieces are very, very similar. You have scants, like scant 1/4 of an inch, and it's basically 1/4 of an inch. And if you ever did a rolled hem, you're golden. You got this. So you do that. You do have to open the umbrella in the house and tack down some stitching in the inside where the rib cages are, right? So that part was ended, and I was waiting for it kind of to get dim. I live in Maryland, so it looks like Freddy Krueger, Jason, or someone's going to kill you like 95% of the time. It's like overcast. So I was going to do it later that evening around like 8:30 during like that golden twilight hour where it's not dark and it's not light, so that there wasn't like a blaring glare in my folks' eyes. But in my backyard area, there's an abundance of trees, and there's one tree in particular, our this poison ivy tree, that no matter how many times people come out and try to kill the poison ivy tree off the poison ivy, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's like a mystical tree of poison ivy. It's a long story about that tree. So, um, I thought I set Hope up to make it private for my Patreon people. Oh, no, no, no. See, my Patreon people know that from here up, I'm dressed as a normal person. From here down, I usually wear like leggings or yoga pants or pajama pants. It was public. It was live yesterday for me treating the umbrella. Yeah, so that happened. And after that, I hung it under dry, and then we're gonna finish it off today. We're putting the top cap on and then finishing putting like the in little bolts in. So I'm really excited about that. There's a lot of little hand sewing, so it's mostly gonna be probably just tete-a-tete chatting, and then we're done. And I'm excited. Hopefully I can show you guys tomorrow a full umbrella. I don't know how I'm going to be able to show you like, cuz it's a 44-inch or 42-inch umbrella. It's not small by any means, but as soon as my eldest daughter came in, she's like, "I want it. How much is it?" I'm like, "You need to calm down." It's and so I want to see how waterproof it is. I'm going to probably test it out, like make one of my kids hold it and I pour some water on it. So, and maybe record it. I don't know which one though. Good morning. So yeah, that's what happened yesterday, and then it was just dealing with stuff, like just crazy stuff, with funeral stuff yesterday. All that stuff gets really stressful and overwhelming, and yeah. I'm not excited about any going back to California on the 23rd, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So that's my plan today, and then I need to clean up this room. My room is like chaos, and then I brought my all my stuff to my farm table yesterday to sew up the umbrella. So I need to bring it all back down here. And then clean up everything, and then I need to respond to some emails, and that's basically what I'm going to do today, and marinate stuff for tomorrow for the grill. So yeah, you know what's weird? I like 4th of July, and I don't. I hate firecrackers. I hate loud sounds, and then I hate the fact that my dogs just go ham. And I have tried everything from like those cuddle blankets and whatever. So I digress. I'm not looking forward to that because like Loki and Roxy are just like, they're not firecracker puppies at all. They're like, but they're cool in the thunder. That's the weirdest thing. The thunder can clap like right in our backyard, and they're like, okay. They're like shaken, but they're not barking at it or anything. Like they're fine. But let a firecracker go off, and all Hades breaks loose. So I don't know. So yeah, my day today is to finish this umbrella, and hopefully I could take some pictures. Hopefully watch it not rain or be overcast today. That's what I'm hoping. It either rains or there's some kind of overcast day so I could take pictures of it so I can put it on my Facebook or at least on YouTube on a post so you guys can see what it looks like fully open and when it's closed, so that way you might be encouraged to do so. I think this is a really fun project. I already have like 6 in mind. I have this like My favorite print from Lauren Mormino is the it's not Dr. Pepper. It's the bubbles. I want to say fizzy bubbles. Doctor Who, the purple fizz. Doctor Who. I have it in two colors, which is ironic. I think I have the original one, which is a little more darker lavender than the newer one. And I'm actually thinking about using those two different colors to like kind of have like 4 on 4 and having it be different colors on each one. I think it would be so pretty to have like two different shades of purple as an umbrella, as a Doctor Who umbrella. I have I'm looking at it now. A really pretty Jack Skellington one. I have my Star Wars one that I want to do too, and I'm trying to see what the maximum thing I could put in for the art show. I think it's 3, but I'm reaching out to the art dealer because Hope made a valid point that in the art show when she's like, no one's gonna put an umbrella that is nerdy, and I was like, fair point. I say my puppy's names. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yay. Make sure you wear sunscreen, Julie. Do it. I know. I know. But like normally it just looks like it's overcast all the time. But like now that I have an actual umbrella, it's probably going to be sunny for the next 7 days. I'm going to be like, I have umbrellas, but like one that I actually like. So so I'm excited. I have like 6 frames. I bought a lot of different frames from her, and I'm like, what one can I make next? Because the actual sewing it up doesn't take very long. That it could take long if you're not familiar with like a rolled hem or hemming, but if you have a serger, oh, you're golden. There are in the pattern, there are you can either there's a, a hemline for serging, and then there's a hemline for if you are just not serging. If you have a serger, your half your job, it's going to be so much faster than if you have a regular zigzag foot or a straight stitch, and you're golden. Like your job, a serger is like so much faster than a regular sewing machine. So, and it's going to just have a really clean finish. Go for it. Like I want to try it with a serger next, and I don't know. I think it'll look really cool. I think what I would do is do the serge ending, but I would still want to press it and top stitch around the umbrella just to have a nice clean finish so that you can't see the serge ends on the outside of the umbrella, but it's top stitch. Then I will serge in all the in between where the rib cage is going to be, so that way it's nice and clean versus the zigzag overcast stitch where the rib cage is, and it will be like minutes versus 30 minutes of sewing on a regular domestic. But either way, you can still do it. So I love the fact that you have options and you're not just, you need a serger, like you can do it as long as you have a zigzag stitch on a regular sewing machine, you can make an umbrella. And that's what I like about it, is in our little world, we can do so much. Like, I made an umbrella, guys. A freaking umbrella. If you would have told me that in the beginning of the year, I'm like, no, I can't make one. It's crazy. Like, I feel so accomplished. And I have to thank Lynn. Lynn in our group is the one that suggested it in May, and we didn't vote for it. And then in June, we were like, okay, let's do it. And my group is like that particular group is like, we were like, okay, the kit is a little bit more expensive than anything that we've ever done before, because normally we just pay for a pattern. And we're just like, let's try it. And this is a fun thing. And I feel like we accomplished something. We went outside of our comfort zone and we accomplished something that we have never done before. And now because we went out of our comfort zone and we're trying something new, it's a different thing. Like I said, we can be like, here's my Doctor Who bag. Would you like an umbrella to match? And it could be at a different price point for the whole shenanigans. You can be like, here, I can make you a dot kit, or I can make you a sunglass kit, the bag, and a matching umbrella. Like it is a game changer. Like, or like, what if a gentleman is like, hey, make me a Johnny V duffel bag, make me a wallet, and can you make me an umbrella? So I don't know. I think that is a great thing to have in your like knowledge stash, because especially if you're selling, and I think also if it's a hobby, because what if you have friends and family like, hey, I'm looking for a perfect gift to um um good morning, Margie. Um yeah. Think about, like, just think of it like this. If you, let's say you're a part of a wedding, or like you're friends of a family wedding, and the groomsmen are like, hey, the person is like, I'm trying to figure out what to give the groomsmen, and they're trying to look dapper. You can make them all like cool umbrellas. Like, I'm just saying, it could be a good memory thing, like taking, grandma's blanket and turning it into an umbrella. Like, I mean, there are things you can do. I'm just like, the endless possibilities. Like, my thing is that the one thing about the sewing world that I can say all of us have in common, we may have our differences, but the one thing that we all have in common is creativity. So why not? Why not learn how to sew? Why not learn how to sew a umbrella? And it was super fun. There is hand sewing, and for the ones that don't like hand sewing, it's not like you're sewing the whole thing. It's just like bar tacking, like the rib cage, and now we're gonna do the end tips. But I'm like, come on, people. I think it's so super fun. And I would like to learn more now that this is like the old fashioned with the wooden handle. I would like to explore more and see what other patterns are out there, because I would like to learn how to make the ones that are small that you could put in purses. So I'm hoping that I could find more designers who do umbrella patterns, and I could find like different umbrella um frames that you can like retract into himself, the smaller ones to put in purses, because I think that could be another avenue to sell things too. And the pattern that we have also can make those lace gothic ones. So I was like, I'm about to make one for Halloween. So like, it's exciting. It's a very exciting thing, because you're opening up another avenue. It's kind of like when you're in garment making, and then you all of a sudden find you find cordistry, and you find fasteners, and you dive into different worlds, and you're just expanding your horizon. Like, I express very much is that the minute that I stop learning in bag making is the minute that I don't want to make it. I'm going to step away from it, and I have never stopped learning, and I hope I never do. It's, you just continue to learn, and you continue to expand. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah, we all are very creative. So I'm hoping that I can, once I finish it, I can take some pictures of it out in my dark my dark part of my I don't know how anything grows on that side of my backyard. It is completely dark. It looks like it belongs to like the secret of the nymph or something. It is just, it's dark, and just I don't know why. But I'll take some pictures, and then I'll post them in my Facebook group, and that's Onova, and I'll paste them into the community post in YouTube, so you guys can just see, because I'm kind of having to have to step away, because it's again a 42 or 46-inch umbrella, so it's like big. But my 19-year-old, as soon as I was on the phone with my sister talking about funeral stuff, and she came down to the basement to see this big umbrella hanging from the ceiling, and she ran up and she's like, how much is it? I want this umbrella. I want a Mickey Mouse watermelon umbrella. And I'm like, I used all the fabric, that's the only one. And she's like, can we paint the handle like the the rind because she's seen the rind of the tap like thing. She's like, I want it. So if you see a 19-year-old that's all about fashion and all about TikTok and whatever else is out there wanting it, is showing you that there is a need for it. There's not just, it's not just in your head. There are people out there that want something that's unusual and unique. And then she messages, her friends, and her friends were like, oh my gosh, where did you get that? And she's like, my mom sewed it. They're like, wait, how can you sew an umbrella? There's, if they're shocked, just imagine what people around you will say. So, I mean, can you imagine making a Tula Pink one and throwing it in the Tula Pink group? Like, look what I made. I'm just saying. So, have fun, explore, and just go wild because I don't know, it's fun. So, I am going to make myself some coffee because I have a killer. I have like this migraine that's like right here. I think it's just a stress migraine. Like I said yesterday, besides Patreon was the highlight of my day. It was just a stressful day. But and talking to you guys also eases my stress a lot. Um yeah. So I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow on 4th of July. Everybody will probably be asleep except me. So, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope everyone has a really good day, and I'll talk to y'all later.